I had this idea to do this series. I'd already kind of thought about it, and I've kind of produced a few videos previously that will really tie in nicely to this series. But I thought about doing a series on dark femininity. I'm not gonna lie to you, I love bitchy internet content. You know what I mean? The kind of dark arts of dating. I really love that stuff. People obviously do that way better than me, but I thought I'd just do some dark content because I think it's also quite good to learn from. And I've talked about it previously in the past. Never be vulnerable with a man first, never move for a man. Those videos obviously still stand, and obviously take them with a pinch of salt. There's always going to be scenarios when you think, yeah, I would transgress that rule, but I really wanted to talk about this concept because I think it's so apt. Why men marry boring bitches. And it's like, oh. I really wanted to talk about this concept because there's a lot of women out there that watch my channel and they want to be a better woman and they want to achieve their dreams. And that's the type of person that I want to attract. So why men marry boring bitches. And like I've said, I've tried to change so many things about myself. I've tried to almost mold myself into this perfect person of being good at the YouTube, good in my job at work, trying to look a certain way. I've literally tried to be the perfect woman. And part of me was thinking, why do I bother? Men just pick the boring bitches anyway. I genuinely believe the number one reason why men marry and pick boring women is that you can't get your heart broken by someone that will never leave. And that's a bit like, that's a bit of a, think about that. But you have to remember that women tend to kind of sometimes live in this bubble and think it's only bad men that are doing the cheating, doing the hurting of women. But it's also, a lot of it is also the other way around, of men have had bad experiences with women that have cheated on them, that have left them. And that impacts men in the same way that it impacts women. It destroys you as a person, and it can leave you into being closed off or bitter or angry. So sometimes men do this as a self-defense mechanism. If you pick the safe woman is never going to leave you because she has nothing else going on. When I was dating someone previously, a while ago, they said to me that they couldn't let their guard down with me fully. They said, as soon as you become successful, you will leave me. You will leave me for a more successful man. I know it will happen and I can't risk it. And bless him, the irony is part of that could possibly be true. The possibility of me moving on with my life, moving country and finding someone else is true. That is a risk that a man takes with me, is that who knows what could happen. My channel could blow up, I could move area, I could make lots of money. Who knows what will happen in the future. Dating me is a risk because I could generally achieve something, crazy. Whereas picking a safe woman that is not ambitious, a safe woman that wants to stay at home, it's what men want a lot of the time. A lot of men are on an ego trip of picking the safe woman because the safe woman won't cheat on them, the safe woman won't leave them, the safe woman won't outshine them. The thing is, it's difficult when you level yourself up as a woman. It is so difficult to find a man because the worst thing that you can do to a man is to overpower him, is to outshine him. It is really difficult to find a man that is comfortable with your success. It is not impossible, and there are generally men out there that are happy for women to be successful. But I generally think it's innate with a lot of men is that they don't like the woman to be the more powerful and more dominant one because it emasculates them. That's why I could probably never date another YouTuber. Because if I dated another YouTuber, it would always be a competition of who's doing better, etc. And the man would always want to be the top dog. The man would hate if I suddenly became more successful than him. That's why it would never work, me dating another YouTuber. Because we'd be combative all the time and being against each other. This is why one of the reasons why men pick the boring bitches, the boring women, because they are safe, they won't outstrip them financially, and the man can still be the head of the table. Safe women are safe because no one is chasing after them. You know, a lot of people have their issues, and sometimes men have their issues where they've been hurt in the past. So they will specifically pick someone less attractive than themselves. Even women can do this. They will pick someone less attractive than themselves because they are the safe option. And no one is chasing after the safe option. And that is brutal and that is honest. But picking the safe woman that no one is chasing after is a lot of time a safety net for men. That's why they will pick the safe, boring women. And no way is guaranteed. If you're a woman, you can think, well, I am the alpha woman, I'm the dominant one. So that is part of your personality. So you can think, okay, so there's two options for me. There's either you go up and you alpha up and you have an incredibly strong, driven alpha male, or you pick someone less dominant. But the thing is, even if you pick a less dominant man, it doesn't necessarily offer you a secure and safe relationship. A lot of the times, if you pick a man that is less dominant, you'll either end up mothering him or he'll end up resenting you, basically. I've talked about that on my channel before, where I've dated people that weren't as successful as me, and in the end it always came back on them attacking me, them attacking the way I looked, them attacking who I was and who I wanted to be, because they didn't feel accomplished and successful in himself. And I even asked my friends, I was like, who do you see me with? Do you see me with someone less dominant than myself, or do you see me with someone more masculine than myself? And they all say someone more masculine. They say, if you have a less dominant man, it's not going to last 5 minutes. You're going to end up walking all over him. You need someone who is ambitious and driven as you. And I think they're right. And I think also you have to think, if a man is making a call at the end of the day, who is he going to choose as his wife? Is he going to choose the person where he knows this person is boring and will stay in the same lane for 20 years? Or is he going to pick someone like me? Things could change. I'm ambitious. I don't exactly know what's going to happen in my life. It could change. Who is a man going to pick? He's going to pick the safe option. This is sadly what it comes down to, is we can't really blame men for picking the safe option. They're thinking in their head, well, if I want to have children, etc., I want the safe, boring option that will stay with me, that won't leave, that won't focus on their own dreams. And this is why time and time again, men will marry boring bitches with no personality, because these women will not leave them and they can depend on them. And I think that in itself is completely toxic. If you pick someone from a place of weakness, of they will never leave me, this person can't afford to leave me financially, this person is stuck with me, they're dependent on me. How is that a good way to enter a relationship, entering a marriage, if you're just marrying the safe, boring bitch with no personality that won't leave you? When I see men out there and there are strong, masculine men, the type of man that all women are after, and they have picked a strong, independent woman as their wife, I think, yes, what a king for picking a strong, independent woman that sticks up for themselves. When I see a man that has literally just picked a boring average bitch with no personality, I think, you are too scared to pick someone and have that amazing, full encompassing love, because you're just picking the boring, safe option. And you know, you could say some men are just better suited to women that are boring and dull. The thing is, I can't even have friends that are boring and non-dynamic. I just can't gel to women that just don't have their own shit going on. I just can't. You just can't live your whole life for a man. I'm sorry, it's just too dangerous. And that's not saying that at any point I won't kick back and slow down. I've slowed down a lot over the past 2 years. I went through that building phase of posting every week, not going out, not seeing friends, just building. And now I'm in slow down, more of like a maintenance phase of posting every now and then sometimes I'll do a rush of videos, but I'm still following my dreams and I'm still doing what I want to do. And it's not going to be for everyone. It's not going to be for a lot of men out there. A lot of men want the woman that will stay at home, make them dinner, tell them that they're wonderful all the time. A lot of men generally want that, but who do they have affairs with? They have affairs with the exciting women. The exciting women with a lot of going on. The exciting women that won't take their bullshit. The exciting driven women. That's who they have affairs with. But they love the security of the boring basic bitch at home. That's why I never trust a man that picks a boring woman with nothing going on. I always think, this guy's been hurt. This guy is not over their past. They've picked the safe option. And who says it's right or wrong? It could be the right option. Could be the right option for them. You don't really know what goes on in people's lives. But I thought I'd just give you my take on why men marry boring bitches. I hope you like this dark femininity content that's coming out. I'm hoping it's really going to do well. I'm hoping it's really going to do well, the algorithm.